Okay, hi. This video is going to be about how to edit your color computer programs for a 1 or 2, a color computer 1 or 2. And I'm also going to get into how to renumber your programs and maybe how to lengthen your program lines and annotate. So let me clear the screen here, and I'm going to start off with a simple program. Now the first thing I'm going to show you is a rem line. Usually identifies where you are in the program, and I'm just going to put new program. Okay, but this can also be done quicker because rem is cumbersome. I hate typing that out, and it still doesn't look very good. It doesn't identify itself well. So I learned that you can use an apostrophe instead of writing rem, put an apostrophe, then put one space and new program, and it will act just the same as a rem line. Okay, that's number one. Number two is extending your program lines. Okay, so our new program is going to start off with a P mode 1, a screen 1, 1 this time, and 5 is going to be our PCLS. Now you always need those three. And we're going to have 100 go to 100, and we're going to run this program, and we get a white screen with a white border, and we're going to have a color set of white, cayenne, magenta, and orange instead of the red, blue, green, yellow that I usually use. The green background gets tacky after a while, and you want to change it up. This is the best way to do that. But the reason I'm doing this here is to show you how to extend your program lines. And what I mean by extend is, here you have 3 program lines. That can be shortened to 1 line. And to do that, I'm going to edit 3. Now, instead of stopping here, you can continue and extend your program line to, I think, around 4 or 5 lines. And so what we want to do is we put a colon there, and the colon acts as a separator, for lack of a better term. And so what you can do is you can have all of these commands, scr screen 1, and then you put another separator in PCLS. And now we can get rid of lines, delete lines 4 to 5, because we don't need them, and this shortens our program. And see how much shorter that is, and it does the same thing. So if you want to extend your program lines, if you're not done writing, you don't have to start a new program line. You can extend your program lines with these colons here. Okay, so that is basically the annotation part. Now I'm going to get into how to use your editor, because for a long time, when I was a kid, me and my friend had a hard time with this computer because you can't use the arrow keys like on a Commodore 64. The only thing you get using your arrow keys is an up arrow, and the rest of them don't work. On a Commodore 64, if you use your arrow keys, the cursor, you can move the cursor anywhere, and that's how you edit your lines. It's very simple. But this Color Basic by Microsoft is very rigid and not very well put together. For the what do you call it? It's hard to get used to. I don't know what the word I'm looking for here is, but it's not very versatile, and the operating system is rigid. So if we want to edit our lines, you have to type in the word edit and then the line number. Okay? And for instance, if I wanted to some reason to change this line in any way, now I'm in the editor mode, and you use the space bar to progress to the end, and you use the backspace key to shorten it, and this won't change anything. And you can press enter at any time to get back to the main screen, or back out of line mode. So right now we're out of line mode. We're just skipping around here. There's only two ways to enter line mode. It's either by adding a new line, like number 4, that doesn't already exist, or by editing a line. Those are the only two ways to get into line mode, and enter will take you out of line mode. So editing 3, now you have choices here. You can delete. Okay, so say I wanted to get rid of this colon right here, and it always prints the line right above it. The line that you're actually editing will be right above it, and then you're editing just below it. So say I wanted to get rid of this colon, I would put the cursor where the colon is and press D for delete, and now the colon is gone. You can see that the colon is gone. I could do it over here too. Now the colons are gone, and of course if I tried to run this, I would get a syntax error, because these commands don't go hand in hand. So now we can also change something. Okay, so say I have screen 1.1 and I wanted to change this to screen 1.0. Well, I would find the 1, comma 1, and I would go over, I would put the cursor, if you can see my pointer, to the number that I want to change. You have to play with it a little to get good at it. But what I'm going to do to make it a little easier here is that I did take the colons out. So let's edit 3 and start over. So now this matches what we're doing here. So it's easier to understand. Now here's the one that I want to change. I put the cursor right underneath it, and I press C for change just once. You press D for delete, or C will change it, and I want to change that to a 0. You type in your 0, and now it's changed. And so when you list the program, your change is there. Okay, so far we have delete and change. We also have something called kill, which now this is garbage. From here to here is garbage, basically. The only thing that will function, because it reads from left to right, is the P mode. So if I press K for kill, it gets rid of a large chunk, but what you want to do is you want to press K again, and now it's all gone. You can press K usually 3 times, 1 to 3 times, depending on how much you want to get rid of, and now the line ends there at P mode 1, and it got rid of everything after it by pressing K, which means kill. So it kills a chunk, and then another chunk, and then you can do it up to 3 times if your line is really long. Okay, so I'm going to get into renumbering now, because we need to renumber. this program's not going to work like this. We have a line here that doesn't make any sense. But we're going to leave that in there. So what I want to do is I want to squeeze screen and PCLS in between 3 and 4, but there's no room. So we need 2 additional lines. So that would be line number 4 and line number 5. And so what we need to do is we need to change number 4 to 6. So what we do is we type renum. We type 6 is our new line, okay? And 4 is our start line, and 1 is our increment, okay? And it says okay, and now I list it, and as you can see, I've created a space in here where I can fit 4 and 5. Line number 4 has been changed to 6, and everything after it is incremented by 1. So if you use this feature, everything up here will be re-incremented. Now, if I go renum, if I change 6, leave 6 alone, okay, our new line is 6, our start line is 6, but our increment is 10. Okay, now when I list it, 6 has been left alone, but everything after it has been incremented by 10. So that's how you use renumber. Okay, so I've covered most of the bases here. The only one that I have not covered, well, let me do this first. Screen 11 PCLS, okay, we'll make it orange. We're going to run this. Syntax error in 6. We're just going to get rid of 6. You can either put delete 6, or you can just type 6 by itself, and it does the same thing. Okay, so we're going to run this program. There's my orange background with a white border, and the only other feature on edit is going to be insert, and this is particularly useful. So what we're going to do here is we're going to edit line number 5, and we can't go any farther than this. We can't use delete, we can't use change, and we can't use kill, but we need more space. So what you do is you press I for insert. Now I'm going to put my colon there as a spacer, and I'm going to play a song here. So after the screen presents itself, it's going to play a short tune, and then it will loop. It will just stop at 16, and so we're going to play a song here. I don't know. I'm just going to make something up. We're going to try tempo 7. And I think you separate it by a semicolon. I haven't used play for a while. Okay, we're going to use octave. The higher the octave, the higher the pitch, I think. So we're going to have a fast tempo and a high pitch, and we're going to play some eighth notes. We're going to play A, B, C, D, G, F. No, maybe. I don't know. Problem here is I have to use the pause command, or it will sound very bad. So it's a little hard to use. We'll put A, C. I'm not a composer, so I have no idea what this is going to sound like. E, G. But you have to remember to put those pauses in there. D. See what that sounds like. We're going to run 5. Hear that? So I made a tune there. and we're going to run the program. So now we have music in there. So basically what I just did is I inserted a musical, dictation, I don't know what you call it, into our program to give it some music. And I did that by editing 5 and inserting, more, I don't know what it's called, more data. So that's it in a nutshell. This is how to use your renumber, your edit command, and how to annotate using colons and using apostrophe instead of rem. You don't want to spend a whole lot of time writing these programs. You want to do it as fast as you can. And I've just showed you how to condense your program by using colons and shorten it instead of writing rem out and the edit feature, renumbering. This will really help any programmer program on this Color Computer 1 or 2. And I hope you have a good day. Feel free to leave a comment if you don't understand something. I can explain it to you further if need be. And I think maybe in another video soon, if you don't understand play, I can, if anybody wants it, I will be more than happy to show you how to use play, so you can do that, get some music into your programs. Okay, so it's not that hard to learn. If you know how to play an instrument, and read music, you'll have no problem using this. You just have to get used to how it works. And so that's it. All right, take care.